everybody, and welcome back to my channel. My name is Corin, also known as the Kitten Choreographer, and I'm a teen with a passion for kitten rescue and makeup. Couple quick disclaimers: if you see cat hair on my shirt, no you didn't. And if you notice that I didn't put blush on my nose, who am I? I've been taken over by an alien. But the reason for that is I was trying to look more, I don't know, manly today. That's what I was feeling as a gender fluid individual. Gotta know that all the homophobes are leaving right now after I said that. Anyways, today we are talking all about the makeup I want to use up in 2021. This is not a project pan. I like watching them. I do not want to do one. So this is just makeup that I would like to use up, that I think it would be good for me if I use up. I see a lot of brands I don't support anymore in here, or just products that are old and that I need to use up because they're old. So yeah, I was trying to come up with 10 products. I ended up with 12 products. So let's just go through. And there are 2 items that I don't want to use up completely, but I would love to just get more use out of them and maybe pan some shades so that by the time I do declutter it, or you know, throw it in the trash, because I don't want to give someone battered makeup, you know. Give them nice, gently used makeup, not completely torn apart makeup. But I would like to get some more use out of these, and I think it's really easy because they're 2 of my most used palettes, but from brands that I don't really like to support anymore. So anyways, let's stop my blabbering and let's get right into it. I'll do this in the order that I do my makeup. So the first thing I do after eye primer is I do my eyeshadow. So the Soft Glam palette by Anastasia Beverly Hills. I really like the quality of Anastasia Beverly Hills shadows, but I do not support the brand anymore because of some choices that the owners have made. If you look in, this is a very well-loved palette. I would love to completely use up this shade here, Tempera. And you can see I have a pan in Cypress Umber. I would love to get a pan in Rustic. I see I'm pretty close to getting a pan, and I would love to get a pan in Noir too, because I've been using, sorry if you hear background noise, that's Noelle playing with a toy, but I would love to get a pan Noir too, just because I've been using black shadow more recently, and this is a very good black. Oh, and Burnt Orange I use a lot too. I would love to get a pan in that. I am not into warm tones as much as I'm into neutral and cool tones. It's just my personal makeup preference, so I really don't think it's a possibility to get a pan in Sienna or Mulberry. I just rarely reach into those shadows. Honestly, it would be great if I could get a pan in the shimmers, but these shimmers are okay. They're good shimmers if you want like slight shimmer, but I prefer sparkle on my lid. You know, I want my lids to look wet and glistening and magical. And these just don't get it for me. They're good for simple looks, but most of the time if I'm gonna put this on, I'm gonna put like a Colourpop Super Shock shadow or just a nice wet looking special shimmer on top of it, just because I want my eyes to look magical and not just meh, you know, and these shimmers kind of just give me the meh vibes. So the next eyeshadow palette is this Morphe x James Charles. I got this right when it launched. I used to really like James Charles, and now my preference is he's okay. I don't hate him by any means, but he's just not my personal genre of makeup YouTuber that I like to watch. I prefer to watch smaller creators, you know, creators that are even my friends. I have friends that make YouTube videos. That's so cool. But you can see I've hit pan on 2 of these shades. This one up here, I don't know the names. I lost that sheet ages ago. This one up here, this neutral shade, and surprisingly the purple. I love wearing purple on my eyes, but surprisingly it's one of the colors that I have the fewest of. I really don't know why, but it's one of the colors I have the fewest of. And this is really my only true rainbow palette. I have a lot of really pretty unique color stories with colors mixed throughout them, but this one is really the only true rainbow palette I have, so I have dips in a lot of these shades. I would love to just probably use up this color completely. I want to hit pan in both the white, which is a matte shadow, and the black, which is a pretty good shadow. I don't support Morphe and I don't like the quality of their shimmers, but the quality of their mattes is pretty good. Not the best mattes I've ever tried, but it's pretty good, and since this is the only rainbow palette I truly have, this is what I'm going to reach for when I want rainbow tones. These 2, I reach for them when I want to do purple 70% of the time maybe, because I do have some other purple toned palettes now that I've grown my collection, but for a while this was like all I had, and that's why it's so battered and bruised. These 2 blue shades I use a lot, so, and even this one, so I think I could maybe eventually hit pan in those. And honestly, never any of these. I don't really like warm tones, and yeah, but I don't know which shades, but I definitely see significant dips in a lot of them, so I would love to hit pan on at least like 2 or 3 more shades. So I would like for me to be able to use this until it's too disgusting to give it to someone, basically. So this next product I am very close to using up, and this is the Milk Makeup Flex Concealer. As of right now, I do support Milk Makeup, but this concealer is just not my favorite in my collection. It's a good concealer, but it doesn't provide as much coverage as some of my other concealers, like my Milani Conceal and Perfect or my Too Faced Born This Way, which I don't support Too Faced, but that is a good concealer in my collection, but that's not what we're talking about now. I am really close to being out of this. The only reason it doesn't squish all the way down is because there's a doe foot in it, and if I try and squeeze this up, I have to like press and press and press, and then only a little bit of product comes up. This doe foot, I admit, is very good at pulling up the very little bit of product that is left, but I definitely am very... Noelle just knocked over all the lip glosses that I'm trying to keep standing up so that you can see how much is left in them. But I definitely think I will use this up within the first few months of this year. I've been using it pretty consistently for the past couple weeks because I really want to finish it up, and I think I'm pretty close to doing that. So there are some products in my collection that I pretty much am guaranteed to use up. Powder, for example, brow products, eye primers, even setting sprays. I only really like to keep 2 in my collection at a time, a dewy one and one that makes your makeup last. So those are pretty much guaranteed to be used up. But I didn't want to include them in this video because it's not exciting to use them up. I don't have multiple products in this category that I always have a hard time panning. These are products that I'm going to use up, so I didn't include any of them in this video. But the next 2 are Physicians Formula products. These are both from the Physicians Formula Butter line, and I'm very, very close to using up both of these. If you look, I have the butter bronzer. You open it up and, oh look, it's empty. No, there's like a little tiny bit of product on the very bottom here. And I am using that very last bit. I have contemplated just throwing this away. It's so close to being finished, but I really want to have that accomplishment of using every last little speck of powder in this component, which is broken. It doesn't close and open all the way like it's supposed to. I have 2 brands that are actually not cruelty-free in this video, but the others that I don't support them for other reasons besides them not being cruelty-free. I have no clue if any of these products are vegan, so all of these, literally all of these, except for one of them, I got before I went vegan, so I cannot guarantee anything is vegan except for one little lip gloss I'm gonna mention in a little bit. But yeah, this is not cruelty-free, and neither is this one. Again, this is the butter blush. Oh, this is the shade. This is like, I've gone through one full size of this in the like lightest shade, and this is like a little bit darker. You can't see it. I didn't get much. There's not much product for me to swatch about here. I'm really digging in here. Okay, there's a little bit. I'm like having to really dig my brush in, like pressing the bristles in with my fingers to get any product left. So yeah, same for this one. There's a little bit up here and there's a little bit down here. This component, oops, actually works. See, it actually clicks, but I'm very close to being done with this. I've used up stuff on the sides. This is a great blush topper. Like, this is a really sheer. When I first got it, I was like, this is absolutely disgusting. Like, it does not show up at all. It's literally just a really light wash of pink glow. This is the shade Natural Glow. Very fitting name. When I first got it, I was like, ew, this does not work as a blush. And I got this years ago. But I really found a way to like it. I used to put it onto my bare skin when I just wanted a little bit of a glowy flush on days where I didn't wear much makeup, but I wear a little. My makeup preferences have changed. I either go full face of makeup or I do nothing. I really don't do the half makeup or 10-minute makeup look, but I did, and I used this a lot when I was doing that because it would show up on my bare skin. Now I use this as a blush topper. I will put a matte blush on, one of the blushes I'm about to show in a second, and then I will put this on top with a different brush. Perfect glowy blush. I will be sad to have this out of my collection because I wish I could repurchase it, but Physicians Formula is no longer cruelty free, so I can't. You know, I do like it, I'm almost out of it, but also, like, I will be glad to have it out of my collection in a way because it's not cruelty free, and I don't want to support brands that aren't cruelty free. Anyways, let's move on to the next blush I have, which is the Tarte Little Mini Blush that pretty much everyone has because we all got it in our free birthday gift a few years ago from Sephora. You see, I'm pretty well off on this. I have pretty good pan. Oh, and I meant to mention for the Physicians Formula bronzer, can't talk, I've had like little chunks of this break out because I'm too lazy to repress things, but essentially I am counting it as being used up. So for this Tarte blush, it's in the shade Party because it has like a bunch of A's. You can see I'm pretty close to using this up. Well, no, not pretty close, but I have pan in it and that's something, and I really want to use this up. It's a nice blush, I like it. It is old, but you know, powder products don't really expire, so like it's not expired or anything, but it is old and I would like to move it out of my collection and move something else in. Oh, I forgot to mention the foundation that I'm trying to use up. So this is the Colourpop No Filter Stick Foundation. I had a really big accomplishment earlier in this year before I started talking about makeup on my YouTube channel where I finished up the Hourglass Stick Foundation. That's a nice stick foundation. This does essentially the same thing. And I don't know why I had both for so long. You can see I have a bit to go in this, but I do want to use this up because while I like stick foundations, this one is not the best stick foundation on the market. Like, I haven't tried many. I do have to retouch when I wear this, which I don't have to retouch with some of my other foundations. My skin is kind of dry to normal, so I do have to retouch sometimes. Not all the time, but sometimes. So I will like to have this out of my collection, but like at the same time, it's old, so I can't really give it to anyone. I don't know why I'm swatching this. The shade match is fine, but it's a little too yellow. Altogether, it's just not my favorite, but I would like to use it up because it's too old to give to someone. Like, I feel bad because it's technically expired and I wouldn't want to give someone expired makeup, but at the same time I don't want to throw it away because it smells fine, it doesn't smell bad. So I just want to try and use this up. So the next thing is one of my favorite highlights in my collection, and this is the Colourpop Super Shock Highlight in A Smile and a Song. This is unfortunately no longer available. It was part of the original Disney collection, but this is the just prettiest champagne-y gold highlight ever. I love this formula of highlight and I really like it. You can see for so long I used it and I wasn't even trying to use it up, and I just hit pan on it because I essentially used it so much. Now I am trying to use it up just because it's no longer available. I do talk about makeup on my YouTube channel. I would rather talk about makeup that you can still get. Oh, and any of these products that are available still, I will link in the description below if they're from brands that I support. Those are affiliate links. Just letting you know, I will make a small commission if you purchase from those links, so you don't feel pressured to use them. Yeah, I really, really like this highlight. I recently got the Milk Makeup Flex highlight, which is essentially the same color in a different formula. I'm wearing it today. I really, really like it, but I am trying to use this up so that I don't have two highlights of pretty much the same color in my collection. So now let's move on to brands that I used to love so much, and I still want to love it, but they are not cruelty-free, and that brand is MAC. I love MAC's products. I love pretty much all but one product I've tried from them, and that's just because it's kind of outdated in its formula. Those are their lip glosses, and it's in a squeezy tube packaging. I don't like squeezy tube packaging, but anyway, that's not what we're talking about. This is the MAC lipstick in the shade Velvet Teddy. I think that's what it's called. Yes, I love this shade. You can see I've used so much of it. I'll swatch it up here. It's just such a pretty nude. It smells like that MAC lipstick smell. It's so good. I love MAC's lipstick formula, but again, I don't support them because they're not cruelty-free. But this is awesome, and I will be sad to not have it, but I'm enjoying it while I do have it, and I expect to use it up eventually. So the next three I have are lip glosses. 3 lip glosses, I know, that's a lot. But let's first talk about my oldest lip gloss. The first lip gloss I ever got was a Buxom gloss. This is probably the second lip gloss I ever got. I threw away the first one because I was like, finally, like I'd had it for 3 years and I was like, okay, this is time to go in the trash. And this honestly probably should go in the trash too, but I really want to use it up. I only have like this much left. This is the Buxom lip gloss in the shade Hot Toddy, and it's honestly a really nice lip gloss. I'll swatch it here. It honestly matches the Velvet Teddy pretty well. It doesn't smell bad. It still smells like the Buxom glosses, and it still plumps my lips like the Buxom glosses, or it doesn't actually plump my lips, but it gets that tingly sensation. And I really want to use this up just to prove that I can use up a full-size lip gloss. And of course I couldn't give this to anyone because it's expired. And I don't really like to throw makeup in the trash. The next lip gloss is from the Disney Designer Collection 2. I don't know if you can still get this, but it's from Colourpop. This was once a clear gloss with gold sparkles, but this was back before I realized that like you can't just like apply a clear gloss to your lips with a lip over top of a lipstick and then like put it back in and expect it to not change color. So you can see only the very bottom is true to color, and then all of this I just put over lip glosses. So this probably only has like that much left, so I really want to use it up. But like the color, again, it was once a clear gloss with gold sparkle, and now it is like that. You can see I did not take care of this properly to give it its true color. I've had this for a really long time. Again, it's probably expired, but let's do the smell test. It smells like nothing, so it doesn't smell expired, so I really want to use this up. It's hard because I got 2 more clear glosses with gold sparkle for Christmas, so I would probably want to reach for those over this old thing, but I'm really wanting to try to use it up because I'm so close. And the last product we have for today is my newest product on this list, and this is the Anastasia Beverly Hills lip gloss in the shade Sparkleava. Yep, this is a mini. I'm down to like here, so I've got a long way to go, but I got a lip gloss set right before I stopped supporting Anastasia Beverly Hills with 4 glosses in it, and this is the one I chose to want to use up the quickest just because it's the color I would use the most. I'd love to use all 4 of those up eventually, and I know this isn't expired, but I'd love to use this up and then use up another one. Kind of like a rolling project pan, except it's not a project pan because if I put that stress on myself, I'm just gonna get stressed. I really rambled on in this video, in a video that shouldn't have been that rambly, but it definitely was because I'm a rambler. Anyways, that's gonna be it for today's video. Thank you so much for watching. If you like this video, make sure to like it and subscribe for more kitten and makeup related content. I upload on Sundays with a kitten related video and on Wednesdays Wednesdays with a makeup related video, unless I can't upload then, and then I upload whenever I want to. Also, please make sure to leave any thoughts or questions that you have down in the comment section below. Thank you so much for watching again, and goodbye!